Hi, I'm Jaqui Barnes-Monaghan of Barnes-Monaghan Coaching and Training Services, and I am passionate about people and I'm passionate about personal development. When I was 16, I was told that I'd never amount to nothing and that I'd already ruined my whole life and that I had nothing to look forward to. But, even though that held me back for a very long time, I still kept learning. I always had that passion to learn something new and to find where I fitted. From the age of 16, I've had many jobs. By the time I was 25, most of them were in pubs, betting shops and bingo halls. But in every single one of those jobs, I learned something that took me on to the next job that I applied for. By the time I was 30, I was a manager in a betting shop. I was doing okay, I was living in Weymouth, I had a nice flat, I had my two daughters, they were at school, everything seemed okay, but it wasn't really working for me. The job was okay. I went in and I was happy most of the day. I had people to chat to, but there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go after being a manager. Area manager jobs are so, they're so rare that I couldn't see how I could move on from there. A few years later, I moved back to Swindon and I got a job with the NHS as a care assistant. While I was there, I went to college. So I worked 5 days a week and I did 2 days a week at college for a full school year. And I got my GCSE in English because I'd left school with no qualifications at all. And I got an A starred, which really pleased me because I'm an avid reader and lover of classical literature. And I got a B in maths, which, well, that was quite astounding because you see, people think that bookmakers are going to be good at maths, but actually we just have programs that we use on calculators, really. Most of those things I couldn't have done in my head, but I got my B in maths. I also did women's studies while I was there and achieved the highest grade ever given at Swindon College at that time. Who knows? I don't know if it's been beaten yet. And also did English literature. What I found from that is I discovered something more about me. And during that time I started writing. I wrote a play, a feminist play, for a one-act play festival. It went down quite well, got good reviews and everything. But there was still something more. So I was working at the hospital and I thought, it isn't working. I like it, it's nice, but there's nowhere to progress that I want to go. So I moved out and went and started doing agency care work and looked around and I discovered supported housing, which was housing independent living for vulnerable adults, some of whom would have only have had the option of residential homes before that. And it was like all my ideologies came together at once. The idea that everybody should have the same opportunities in life. The ethos of independent living, of the social care model, all came together at once for me. That, we all have something to contribute. I went there as a project worker and I ended up the manager within a year. Another 4 years I was the area manager, and after a couple of years of that I became a training manager. And I discovered that all those years that I'd been doing little courses here and there, 6-week courses at evening classes, all the reading I'd done, and then of course with the internet, all the things I'd learned off that, I realised that all these things were personal development, and they were the things that took me forward. I was constantly at my manager saying, can I go on this course? Can I go on this course? Can I do this? Can I have a go at that? And I was very fortunate because I had a manager who wanted to encourage my personal development. When I moved over into training, however, what I discovered was there is nothing more exciting than someone else achieving their goals, recognizing that actually, yes, they have something to offer. And yeah, the stuff they thought they couldn't get their head around, yeah, they can. They can. And they can improve their career prospects with it. And they can look at their whole life and decide, what do I really, really want to achieve? And what do I need to do to achieve it? So I've had 23 years in the social care sector, and it's been absolutely fabulous. But now I'm going it alone. I'm a qualified coach and trainer, but what really matters is I have passion to see other people develop themselves, either through coaching, through training. I have a passion to see other people achieve things that at one time they may have thought they could never do. And I've seen quite a bit of that now over the last few years. I've seen somebody with absolutely zero confidence and with a quite bad dyslexia go from being convinced that they could never ever drive because they could never do the theory test, to pass their theory test first time, no problem, and then pass their driving test first time because of some coaching along with some other techniques that supported them in just 4 sessions. That's what they achieved. I've seen other people achieve, people who, like me, just loved learning and kept coming to training sessions, and they started off as a casual worker, and now they're one of the top managers in the organisation that they work with. And I loved taking them on that journey. I loved encouraging them along that journey. I've worked with lots of people at all levels. It doesn't matter. If you have a passion for personal development, let me know.